So how would you describe your relationship with that device you're holding in your hand and watching this video on? Or the one that's buzzing away in your pocket right now? If the word that popped into your mind was complicated or difficult, then this is the right video for you. When you look at your phone from a perspective of productivity, from the perspective of a tool, it is easy to see that the nagging of the many notifications, the temptation of infinite scrolling, and the new trends and games that come up every day that you just have to try keep getting in the way of your work. But given all that, when used and set up correctly, phones don't have to be this big evil, and they can actually simplify and improve parts of your life. Not long ago, I constantly found myself distracted by my phone, and it was very clear that it was harming my productivity. But once I took steps that helped me get over the nagging and temptation, my phone became a productivity tool rather than a distraction. And so in this video, I'm gonna guide you through those steps. Hey friend, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Dan, and in this channel, we explore the strategies and tools to become more effective and productive. So if you're anything like me and you're always eager to learn more about how to work smarter, please consider subscribing to the channel. And now let's continue with this video. So we're gonna cover 4 steps that you need to follow to make your phone a useful productivity tool. Feel free to skip forward to any particular step you'd like to, but for now, let's just dive in. So let's start with the basics. The first step is removing all the apps on your phone that are no longer adding any value to your life. And to figure this out, there are a few questions that you can ask yourself. And the first one is, do you actually use this app? If you have a bunch of apps on your phone that you haven't used for years or even months, it's a no-brainer that they should be the first ones to go. They are not only taking up your storage, but adding unnecessary clutter and distraction to your phone. Next, you want to minimize the number of apps that are serving the same function. Ideally, you just want to have one for each function. So for example, if you have multiple apps for communication, messaging, note-taking, following the news, they are the most likely to fall into this trap. And that applies even to productivity apps. There is no need to have multiple apps that are needlessly duplicating functions. And what's even more, it doesn't necessarily have to apply to 2 different apps on the phone itself. If you have a scheduled time to check your email, for example, and you generally do it during working hours from your computer, you may not need to have the email app on your phone, and you can choose to download it only when you're traveling or when you're away from your computer for a long period of time. And another thing that I really like to do, especially when it's an app that I want to reduce the number of times that I open it throughout the day, it's only access that app through the browser version. For example, I do this with social media. So when you really need to use it, and let's be honest here, you rarely do, you can open the site on the browser and use that version. And this will stop you from mindlessly clicking on the app on your phone home screen and resorting to scrolling endlessly every time you're bored. And now the next part is a little bit harder, but here I want you to remove the apps that you do use, but you want to or you need to stop using as much as you currently do. And well, without surprise, the main culprit here might be again social media apps and other infinite scrolling apps. These are the apps that provide a stream of shiny new things as long as you keep scrolling. And that includes news, aggregators, and email. Every tap on the phone, it's a refresh, so there's something new for you to see. The truth is, most likely you don't need to check the news every half an hour. And while the feeds are infinite, your attention is not. So really the best thing here is to keep this type of app to a minimum. The next thing you're going to want to do is to remove all the triggers that nudge you into using the phone. And that leads us to the next section. So I want to be clear about something here. Notifications are someone else's agenda. It is the digital equivalent of an annoying coworker tapping you on the shoulder and interrupting you midway through you working and being focused. Or maybe someone calling your house trying to sell you a new credit card. Notifications make your phone buzz and buzz. You can feel it in your pocket like the one ring calling Frodo. So it's really time to live proactively instead of reactively. To make your phone more productive, what you want to do is remove all notifications and only leave phone calls and text messages. You gotta trust me on this one because the world won't come to an end. If it's truly urgent, people will call. And when you really want to check something, you can open the app and do so. But you don't let the app control you. You don't let the app use the notifications to bring you, to lure you into using that app. Then what I also did was turn off all sounds. And yeah, vibration is a sound too. So you want to go to settings and then sounds and turn off the vibrate on silent feature. And then scroll down and set all the sounds and vibration patterns to none except for your ringtone. No more flashing lights or buzzing with new shiny things to check. Now you control when you truly want to use your phone. And with this in mind, you might also want to disable badges from all your apps. That way you don't have to immediately see how many emails you need to reply to or how many notifications are pending in your messaging or social media apps. This trick reduces visual stimuli, and it will also prevent you from accumulating stress just by looking at those numbers adding up. Alright, up next, let's talk about your home screen. So in my home screen, I really like the minimalistic approach, so not a lot of apps. And then what I did was I moved all the other apps into a single folder that is placed on my dock. And then if I need to use a specific app, I just scroll down and I type the app that I'm looking for, and then I open it. The truth is, nowadays search is so powerful that your device is likely to support a search option where you can not only find the app, but find any content within the app as well. Now, if this is not for you, what I really recommend is that you keep about 8 or 12 of your most used apps on your home screen and put the rest in a folder. Even among those most used apps, you want to make sure that the apps on your home screen are apps that you won't be tempted to open and scroll through. Otherwise, when you open your phone, the endless supply of apps and the constant barrage of notifications and badges can overwhelm you. More often than not, I would forget why I picked up my phone in the first place and would get lost in it all. And that is exactly what you want to keep in mind to avoid as you set up your own home screen. So by following these steps, what you'll be doing is taking the phone's power away to command your attention for short, interrupted intervals and giving yourself back the power to focus on work for longer periods. And once you take care of this, you can start to use your phone mindfully and with intention. Personally, when I started doing this and started being more mindful about my phone, my productivity really improved a lot. Since there isn't really a lot to do on my phone, I spent a lot less time playing with it. And when you're constantly feeding your brain small chunks of focused attention, you lessen your capacity to focus. By using the phone less, I improve my focus and I'm able to focus for a longer period of time. And finally, it made me question my relationship with tech in general, not only my phone, but also my computer. And getting so much time back allowed me to focus more deeply in my work, in my hobbies, in my relationships. What seemed as a simple change turned out to be a life-changing moment for me. If you enjoy this video, you'll definitely love my next one, where I talk about my 4-step system to stop procrastinating. So click here to go watch it right now, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.